Confidence isn't about thinking you're going to always get it right. It's about not being afraid to get it wrong. Okay. And the way that I apply that when it comes to dating and relationships is that it's not about thinking everyone's going to like you. It's about not caring when someone doesn't. All right. It's not being bothered by it, not being fazed by it, not being thrown off your game. That's what confidence is. It's accepting yourself, loving yourself, and understanding that, hey, whoever's going to like it, and whoever doesn't, doesn't. All right. And walking in that confidence. But here's the crazy thing. When you walk with that level of certainty with self and not caring if someone does or doesn't like you, you end up like it naturally increases your value. You naturally start to look like, well, damn, what she must be something. The way she's carrying herself and the way she views herself, like it starts to feed into people's perceptions of you. You know, and I'm sure you've seen it with men too, where a man sometimes, like, someone doesn't have to be the most amazing looking person. Them having confidence can at least bump them up a little bit. Now, I'm not saying it can completely transform some people. All right. I'm just saying it can give them some points. It can add a couple points to their score. So it can do the same thing for you. And so being confident goes a long way in showing that you know what your value is and conveying that value to people without you having to speak. Because that's the other thing. I said, be confident, not arrogant. And so a good saying with that one is confidence presents itself. Arrogance has to announce itself. All right. It's not about having to prove yourself and say I'm all that or whatever. No, just show up being you and feeling good about you and let that energy exude, and that spirit will start to flow through others and they'll see it for themselves. All right. But if you have to be all braggadocious and talking about it and exalt yourself in all these different ways, that really speaks more to insecurity. And it's like, who you trying to convince? You see what I'm saying? You don't really believe what you're saying anymore, but you're just going to say it enough times, hoping that people will believe it and that you'll convince yourself. No, get to a place of true confidence. Now, the second part of it was be authentic. Because here's the thing, and I know for a lot of you ladies, you've seen this with men. You know, a lot of times when individuals refer to a man or a person as lame, part of the reason why is because he's trying too hard or he's being something he's not. And it makes him look weak. It makes him look lame. It makes him look whatever, right? And so a lot of women don't realize that can happen with them as well. When you look like you're trying too hard, when you look like you're not being your true self, maybe the word is not lame that will be used, but it's not attractive, all right? And it doesn't convey value because it conveys you're not sure about yourself, you're not confident, or you don't even know who you are, all right? So in being authentic, you gotta take time to learn who you are and accept it. I'm a firm believer that for most people, it's not even about discovering themselves, it's about accepting themselves, all right? And part of the reason why we don't accept ourselves is because we're too worried about other people's opinions and society's perceptions of things and all this outside noise that deters us from accepting parts of us and who we truly are. But once we block that outside, the only outside input that truly matters is God. Everyone else, they need to worry about themselves. Plain and simple. All that matters is what God sees you, who God wants you to be, and walking in that. And when you walk in your true, authentic self, and you understand that in this authentic self, again, I have to keep bringing this up. Everyone ain't gonna like you, right? You can be doing everything God wants you to do. Everyone ain't gonna like. Expect people to dislike you. Expect people to talk bad about you. Expect people to try to misconstrue perceptions about you. That's life. There's a lot of envy. There's jealousy. There's a lot of different reasons why that happens. But that should not stop you from walking in your authentic self. And when you do that with that confidence, you will establish your value with not just men, but with people in general. All right, so let's move things along. And the next thing a woman can do to establish her value with a man, and this one is going to be about like something that you're going to have to put effort into, and that's creating peace around you. Now, I felt this was very important to talk about because, you know, you always hear about how to be a man's peace, and I literally have a video about how to be a man's peace. And I do believe in that, right? And I talk about how you have to have peace within yourself. And we're going to talk about that aspect in a second. But I don't think what's talked about enough is creating the peace around you, right? Because the environments that we are in and expose ourselves to can impact what's going on with us from within, can impact our moods, can impact our perceptions, our habits, you name it. They have an influence on us. As well as if I, as a man, meet you as a woman, and let's just say, man, you're beautiful, you're sweet, you're all these things. However, when I get a glimpse into your environment, it is chaotic. So let's just say toxic friends, toxic family, drama, baby daddy drama, whatever. That's a deterrent. That undermines your value, at least when it comes to a willingness to be with you in a committed relationship. All right. So though someone may see you as, man, she's a great woman, it's like, yo, all this stuff going on is too much. And I think that sometimes we turn a blind eye to the environments that we're in and what we need to do about it. Okay. Now I understand you can't control what other people do, and some situations are somewhat out of your hands. However, I do think for some of you, you have to consider, all right, do I need to completely detach from some people? Okay. For some of you, it's about, do I need to resolve underlying tensions with people? For some of you, that environment is just your home. It's hitting my spirit. I feel the need to say this. Please don't feel judged when I say this. But some of you have a dirty home, all right? An unorganized, messy home. And that chaos surrounds you is affecting you. Not to mention, to some men, it can be very unattractive as well, all right? And so learning how to create an environment at home, a more organized, clean environment, is going to be hugely beneficial for you. Hey, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to check this one out right here, and I'll see you there. Relationships are the key to a successful life. But there's 5 areas that we have to be mindful of when it comes to relationships. There's relationship with God, relationship with ourselves, relationship with family and friends,